In this video, I'm going to talk about insane plot ideas involving Janemba, Broly, Cooler, and most importantly, 10 of the most interesting plot ideas of the new Dragon Ball Super movie. Wrath of the Dragon is the 13th Dragon Ball Z movie about a monster, Hirudegarn, capable of mass destruction who's been sealed away inside two brothers. One of the brothers has been killed and it's up to Tapion, the latest brother, to do everything he can do to keep Hirudegarn at bay. The interesting thing about a reinterpretation of Wrath of the Dragon in Dragon Ball Super is the experimentation with a new type of enemy, one that can be sealed through Tapion, an unexpected character, and not immediately fought, creating tension to keep Hirudegarn contained. It could also give Dragon Ball Super the chance to recreate this iconic scene with the new art style. The bread and butter of this movie comes from the brotherly bond Trunks makes with Tapion, and while it's really endearing, I think the general public would rather have an interesting fight. I think readapting the plot leaves little room for fighting and more for character exploration, so it seems less likely than others on this list. Android 21 is a character created for the campaign of the popular fighting game Dragon Ball FighterZ. She is exactly what you think she'd be in a post-Majin Buu Dragon Ball world. Essentially, she's another android that operates similar to Cell, but with the look and food absorption technique of Majin Buu. The character was designed by Akira Toriyama and has been accepted as an official part of the Dragon Ball canon. Bringing back Dr. Gero to explain the creation of Android 21 and diving deeper into her relationship with her alleged son Android 16 could be an interesting film for fight scenes and provide more context to the Android saga. The unexpected character would fall back on Dr. Gero, which wouldn't be surprising given how many robots the man has already made. While I think it would be interesting to explore the lore of existing characters such as Dr. Gero and Android 16 through the eyes of a new character, I think the likelihood of this storyline is less desirable to more household names like Broly. Cell is an android built by Dr. Gero, who uses the Cell of Great Warriors by surveying all of the fights that occurred on Earth. He's an iconic Dragon Ball villain who gave fans Super Saiyan 2 by pushing Gohan to his limits. In a world where Broly has been made canon, Frieza has returned with a new transformation, and the future timeline has been revisited again, I really don't see any reason why Cell couldn't also come back. The question is how. Cell's already proven he's willing to commit to the long game. The Cell Gohan actually fights is from the future, who lay dormant for years waiting for his moment to strike. All it takes is one convenient teeny tiny cell to survive from Gohan's Kamehameha that could grow over years to make his final return. If that's the case, perhaps the source of his new power could be absorbed from a certain reincarnated, unexpected character. I personally love Cell and would applaud his return, but I think it'd be a huge stretch and it'd be difficult to create an interesting movie unless the script was absolutely perfect. Speaking of reincarnation, UUB is the reincarnation of Kid Buu and has only been hinted at in Dragon Ball Super, but is formally introduced in the finale of Dragon Ball Z, where Goku shockingly leaves his family to help train UUB. The assumption is Dragon Ball Super fills in the gap between Kid Buu's death and UUB's introduction, but this movie could take place directly after Goku leaves, with UUB bridging the gap for Super to go beyond the end of Z. The problem is, Goku and Vegeta are essentially gods, vastly exceeding the strength of Kid Buu, so why train him? Given UUB's past, he is a perfect candidate for the next god of destruction with Goku's help, and the film can explore what it means to fill Beerus' shoes. Given how much money the Dragon Ball movies have made and how popular this announcement has been, there's no reason for the series to end with UUB. In fact, his appearance in Dragon Ball GT, while brief, definitely left fans wanting more. Cooler is the non-canon brother to Frieza, and comes equipped with an iconic transformation that differs from the 5 Frieza already has, so it makes perfect sense to go deeper into Frieza's lore and make his brother canon given how popular the character is. After Frieza was killed again in Resurrection F, we don't actually know who maintained the Frieza Force. Enter Cooler. Taking place before the Tournament of Power and after the 3rd murder of his younger brother and father, Cooler's bent on revenge. But how does he find Goku and gang? Through the unexpected character of Tarbell. Cooler has his wife hostage, and the only way to get her back safely is if Tarbell leads him to the Saiyans. Most of Dragon Ball Super's canonization seems directly attributed to what the fans want. So after the success of returning Broly, it makes perfect sense to also bring back the brother of one of Dragon Ball's most iconic villains. In my highest grossing Dragon Ball movies video, I explained just how much of an impact and how much money the Broly movie made overall. So given the fact that he's lived and has 2 additional non-canon movies, the likelihood of Broly's return seems quite high. The 2nd and 3rd Broly movies are pretty thin on plot, and Super's Broly ended up more of a good guy at the end, so where does it go from here? The answer, Goose Gang, is the resurrection of PARAGUS. Chile used the Dragon Dragon Balls to save Broly, so at her behest, she shows Broly how to revive Paragus with the condition to not follow his orders. While successful, Paragus wants Broly to exact revenge on Frieza for killing him, and Broly feels the same after Paragus explains what really happened. This one is definitely a stretch, but given how popular Broly and Frieza are, it makes complete financial sense to pit them against each other again. Plus, how much fun would it be to have a grumpy old Saiyan hanging around? King Vegeta is the leader of the Saiyans, and the father of the Vegeta we know and love. However, we really don't know much about him or Vegeta's upbringing. This movie could visualize Vegeta's painful upbringing through the death of his father and fellow Saiyans. It could show us what life was like growing up as a Saiyan elite, and then follow Vegeta's life up until sending Raditz to get Goku. We know Vegeta had a luxurious life until the death of the Saiyans, but it'd be really interesting to see what life was like for him raised under Frieza. Given Toriyama's feelings on Vegeta, I would say this is very unlikely, but this idea excites me quite a bit. Some of my favorite parts of the Broly movie was our time on planet Vegeta. I think it would be a great opportunity to explore Vegeta and really show us why he is the way he is at the start of Z. Also, it gives us an excuse to hang out with young Nappa and Raditz again. Janemba is a lovable blob villain who tears apart hell, causing all sorts of chaos to unfold. When Goku comes to stop him, he transforms into a more demonic looking Janemba, and yeah, he gets a sixth sword, cause why not? Doesn't Janemba's first form look familiar though? What if the unexpected character is none other than Babidi in Hell, using his magic to create a new villain, Janemba? Dragon Ball Super could use the exact same premise that's in the original movie, and I think it would work beautifully. Not only do we get to learn more about the other world, and get Janemba as a canon villain, the movie would have the opportunity to organically bring back previous villains such as Cell, Nappa, and maybe even the Ginyu Force back together at last. The beauty of this plot is that it's already finished and ready to be readapted. Fans love fusion, they love Janemba so much that he was brought back for Dragon Ball Heroes, and they get a chance to see old villains.
I see this as an absolute win.
The survival saga revolves around Granola, a Cerealian whose planet has been destroyed by Frieza's Saiyan army many years ago. From a flashback, we can see one of the great apes terrorizing the city has a scar in the exact same place Goku's father Bardock has his scar. This Bardock film could follow a similar plotline of the TV special, but avoid the death of the Saiyans since it's been done a million times. However, we could follow Bardock and his squad as they capture plans for Frieza. While we did get a version of Bardock not too long ago, Akira Toriyama has applauded the original TV special for its darker themes, so it's entirely possible the new movie follows Bardock's past. Raditz is the first villain introduced in Dragon Ball Z, and just so happens to be Goku's long-lost Saiyan brother. It takes everything from Piccolo and Goku to fight Raditz, and ultimately Goku sacrifices his life to give Piccolo the chance to kill Raditz once and for all. But what if he lived? In the Android saga, Dr. Gero mentioned that he's been monitoring the Z fighters for years, and captured the cells of each powerful fighter up until they went to Namek. This means Gero would have to have known about Raditz and his relationship to Goku. Given that Dr. Gero has a bad habit of turning people into androids, it's entirely possible he salvaged Raditz's body and repaired it. Given the strength he was able to give himself and Android 17 and 18, who are mere humans, it stands to reason Raditz, a Saiyan, could become an extremely powerful opponent. I think Dragon Ball stopped caring about Raditz the second he was murdered, but the pieces of this plotline come together so organically that I think it'd be a missed opportunity not to take. From this plotline, Raditz could return as Android R, he could attempt his revenge on Goku, and most importantly, he could keep it cute.